Right here are the points, rebounds, and blocks per 36 minutes from Victor Wembanyama over his last 43 games of last year. And this is where those numbers ranked across the NBA. You can add to that his steals and assists, and it's not a hot take to say Victor Wembanyama was one of the 10 best players in the NBA from January 2024 onwards. And it would be less of a hot take to say Victor Wembanyama will be a top 10 player from now until the end of time. And I wish I could tell you guys that was an exaggeration, but that'd be a lie, because we have new footage of Wemby heading into this year, and not only has he put on up to 10 kilos since the start of last year, but he's also gotten a lot better. Now, I don't speak German, and I'm sure most of you guys don't either, but watching Wemby is a universal language.
Wembanyama. Das ist einfach Wahnsinn.
Yes, that was the commentators for the game just laughing at Victor Wembanyama hitting that step back three. Or how about on this play? Like I said, we all speak different languages, but we all have the same reactions to watching Wemby on the basketball court. And these were just two shots he made from France's recent game against Germany, where in 19 minutes he recorded 27 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and was a plus 18 in those minutes. And this wasn't just any team he was playing. Germany won the World Cup last year. No matter what you think of that USA team, it was still loaded with all-stars who were beat by this German team. And Victor Wembanyama just completely destroyed them in a matter of 20 minutes. Just watch him here, where he relocates to the three-point line. The defender closes out on him, so he crosses him up and just glides to the rim. And this is what makes Wemby a hilarious player, because a minute later, the same defender is matched up on him in transition, and he doesn't close out aggressively, so Wemby just pulls the three from 28 feet. You know what else I love to see from my 7'5" big man? Is him bring the ball up the floor, a 7'3" player set the screen for him, and he pulls from 30 feet. And once again, the German commentators were just laughing. And how about 20 seconds later, running the exact same play, and it's the same result? Which looks even better when you consider earlier in the first half, they ran the play and both defenders were drawn to Wemby, so he threw the pass over the top to Gobert for the bucket. In general, some of the passes he has made to Rudy Gobert in the first 2 games of them playing together have been better than most of the passes Rudy Gobert has received throughout his career from players not named Mike Conley and Joe Ingles. If only Wemby could pass to himself. Well, I don't think he'll have that problem this season. But all of this was only a few days after his game against Turkey, in which he dropped 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, and was a plus 44 in 20 minutes. No, I wish that was a typo. France outscored Turkey by 44 points with Victor Wembanyama on the floor in a half worth of basketball. And this is why Victor Wembanyama is a legitimate one-of-one talent in the history of basketball. Because not only does he have an offensive skill set we have never seen possessed by anyone his size, but he is such a force defensively that he can completely shut out an opposition team whilst he's on the floor. And just to emphasize this, according to Automatic NBA on Twitter, who's a reliable source for stats, in those 20 minutes, Turkey were 1 for 24 from the field, 1 for 2-4, to go along with 9 turnovers. Just watch him on this play, guarding the pick and roll, and he starts in drop coverage, but recognizes the guard going for the pull-up 3, and he's able to recover and block the 3-point shot. Oh yeah, and I know they called a foul, but here's Wemby going between his legs and behind his back after the foul was called, just because why not? Or in this play, where a Turkish player slips backdoor, and with Gobert waiting at the rim, it's unlikely he was going to score, but Wemby made sure that he didn't score by just swatting his shot shot from behind. In addition to this, you also saw him use his length to get in the passing lanes and cause deflections leading to fast break points. It was just a masterclass defensively. Offensively, however, well, this game was a bit different to the game against Germany. Instead of hitting pull-up threes and showing off the guard-like skills he has as a 7'5" alien, well, he showed off the advantages of being a 7'5" alien because France threw lob after lob after lob after lob, and some of these lobs were just absurd. Batum gets the ball beyond the arc. Wemby is getting ready to spin off his defender. The pass gets thrown a little bit short, but he's able to reach out, grab the ball, and then just throw it in backwards. It'd be easy to think anyone his size could make a play like that, but the coordination from the spin move to the mid-air adjustment is freakish. And should we really be surprised that he has this level of coordination when you see what he's doing after the game? Most people his size can barely move, let alone have this level of coordination. We saw it last year as well when the Spurs were willing to throw the ball up to him. Whether he was facing the rim, running backwards, it literally didn't matter where or when you threw the ball to him, there was a 90% chance that it was ending up in the basket. And you mean to tell me they now have the greatest lob passer in NBA history next to him? I still don't think enough people realize how ridiculous Chris Paul is going to be next to Victor Wembanyama. I know he's 40 and he's not the player he once was, but his IQ is still elite and his passing is still just as good. And we're going to see 10 to 15 points a night from Wemby off just lobs and rolls to the rim that are completely unguardable. Because I still have no idea how you're supposed to guard Victor Wembanyama in pick and roll situations. Even if you send two to the ball and force him to make a decision in the short roll, well then he can just drop bounce passes like this to Gobert. Then you have the possessions last year where it was Vic handling the ball and Trey Jones setting the screen. Well, the Spurs just brought in a 6'6" point guard who set a lot of screens at UConn, which just continues to add to the avenues for Vic to dominate offensively. And I didn't really touch on it earlier in the video, but watching some of the shots he's taken for France, you can see his fluidity has improved. I mean, he has been working out with Jamal Crawford. The NBA cannot allow Victor Wembanyama to get a handle package like Jamal Crawford. They cannot allow it, even though I fear it's too late. Because on July 3rd, there was a video on Twitter circulating of Wemby hitting a smooth step back three from the right wing. 3 days later, in a game against the world champions, where did he hit that smooth step back three from? You guessed it. Victor Wembanyama is the kind of guy that could try one thing in practice one day and the next day do it in a game. That's just how good he is. And next up for him is the Olympics. I don't even want to consider the possibility of him beating that USA super team, because that could be a documentary in itself. Now, if you made it to the end of the video and want to see more content like this all throughout the Olympics and going into next year, consider subscribing. It's free. Dropping a like on the video would be much appreciated. Have a great day. Bye.